Hi students. In previous class, we have discussed about difference between Java and Python, like how the Java program works, Python program will works. And then we have discussed about many features related to Python. So yesterday I've told about what is like artificial intelligence, like related to testing tools, related to desktop applications, big data, then about data science. Like yesterday, we have discussed about all this. So if anyone is absent for previous demos, so you can ask the link from online team. So online team they're having the demo link. So you can watch the previous class videos. You can watch. In today's class, we are going to discuss about flavors of Python, and we are going to discuss about all the features, important features related to Python. And those have already registered for the course. I will take mail IDs from online team, and I will send you the notes and recorded videos, like from first session to like today is the third session. So I will send all the recorded videos to your mail IDs. So here we'll discuss about the flavors of Python. We can say, see if any doubts are there, if you want to talk to me. So let me explain something. After explaining, after the demo is class is over, you can ask doubts. So let me explain first. Okay. So here when we are working with Python, in Python we can see different flavors here. Okay, like we can say implementations we can say. So Python language default implementation is C Python. C Python. So if anybody is learning Python, then it means that that person is learning C Python. So it is written with by it is written in C and Python. So it is a default. C Python is default and most widely used implementation of the language. So it is compiled and interpreted. So yesterday I've told about this one. So Python is compiled and interpreted. So like in old versions of Python, like faculties or trainers will say that like Python is interpreted, it works slow. But the trainers who are teaching latest versions of Python, they will say that Python is compiled and interpreted. So Python program is compiled and it gives a bytecode or intermediate code. So intermediate bytecode will go to PVM, Python virtual machine, and bytecode is interpreted and it will give a native code or executable code. Yesterday with a diagram, we have discussed this. Okay, and here when we are working with other implementations, like here Jython or JPython is there. So this is used for developing Java applications. So this will runs with JVM. Okay, so whenever you want to go with a combination, if you are developing Java applications and if you want to use if you want to write Python code in Java applications, if you want to use Python code, then we can do that. Okay, so in that case, JPython is used. For combination, we can use it. And next one is Iron Python is there. It is used for developing C# applications or .NET applications. So if you want to develop .NET applications, in those .NET applications, if you want to use a Python code, then we can use it. So if you want to use a Python code for doing some task, anything, then using Iron Python, we can do it. That possibility is there. And here you can see py is there. So py means we'll call it as Python package index. It is used to search and it is used to install the packages developed by Python community or Python Software Foundation. So here I'm saying packages. So in Python, package is the collection of modules. Modules are Python files. So module can have variables, functions, classes. All these can be there. In Java, when we say package, it is the collection of classes and interfaces in Java. So in Python, package is the collection of modules. And here you can see Ruby Python is there. So Ruby Python means here we are having Ruby on Rails. So Ruby on Rails is a server-side technology used for developing websites. So whenever you want to develop websites, then Ruby on Rails is used. So while developing websites using Ruby on Rails, and if in that website, if they want to use a Python functions, Python objects, or if they want to use some other code related to Python, then they have to use Ruby Python is used. So website contains Ruby, and also it contains a Python code. Like whenever you want to go with these combinations, we can download this flavors and we can use. So when you are downloading Python software, then it means that you are downloading C Python. Okay, when you are installing Python, it means that you are installing C Python only. And here I've told about Ruby on Rails, and here I'm telling about websites and all. Here I want to tell some basic things related to websites. Like many of you may be knowing all this, but once again I want to explain about all this. So here when we are working with websites in internet, so in Python we can develop websites. Okay, so when we develop websites in internet nearly 6 crores websites are there. So daily thousand sites are hosted or published in internet. And here when we are working with websites in internet, here we are saying client system, and here we can say server system. So we know this. Okay, so client system has a browser, and a server system has a web server. Okay, so browser is an application used to open the websites. It is an application. Browser is an application. And here web server is there. Web server is a software or an application used to store and to run the websites. Whenever you want to store and whenever you want to run the websites, then web server is used. Okay, so in internet, thousands of servers will be there, like dedicated servers. So in every server system, web server is required. Web server should be there. Okay, like for Java websites, Tomcat web server is used. Okay, and for .NET websites, IIS web server is used. Internet Information Services. And for PHP websites, Apache web server is used. And for Django, Python related course. So Django, here we are using application server is there. Like we can say application server, or we can say application development server is there. So that we are using it. We are using. So without web servers, websites cannot be executed. So here when we say about websites here, like a website can have static pages, or it can have dynamic pages. So website can have only static pages, it can have only dynamic pages, it can have both. So HTML pages are called as static pages, or we can call them as read-only pages. So they are controlled or managed by the browser. Browser can control the static pages. It can do that. Okay, so when we use HTML pages is whenever you want to display the same information to all the users accessing the website. Okay, like advertisements, news, or images, like any content which is common to all, then we can use HTML pages. So when we are working with HTML pages or HTML files, they are client side. Client side means front end, will say. Here we are having, in while working with websites, we'll say front end and back end. Front end means client side, back end means server side. Okay, so front end means a browser, back end means web server is used. So with along with the HTML pages or HTML files, we can use other frameworks or other technologies we can use, like JavaScript, then CSS, cascading style sheet, and then we can use a jQuery, and here we can use a Bootstrap, DOM, document object model, and then we'll use Angular and React JS. All these we can use. All these are client side. So with HTML files or pages, so we can use all these. So Angular works as a client side or server side. When we are using Angular framework, it is client side. When we are using Node.js in Angular, it is server side. So it works both. React JS is only front end, client side. And here dynamic pages are there. So dynamic pages are controlled or managed by the web server in the server system. In a server system, dynamic, they are controlled by the web server. Okay, so when we say about HTML pages or static pages, like we can say home page or index page, about us page, contact us page, sitemap, information about the web pages, like all these will be there. And dynamic pages examples are login page, registration page, change password, recovery, because all these will works with server only, sending the data, accessing the data, all this is done. So in a dynamic pages, from user to user, information will change. From user to user, the information will change here. It will not give same information to all the users because server is showing the data here. Okay, like for example, when we work with Gmail, like in Gmail, nearly 32 crores accounts are there. So if I connect to Gmail with my account, in inbox, it will show only my mails. It will not show other users' emails. Okay, so because it is identifying my account and it is showing my emails. So that is dynamic pages. So to create dynamic pages, we have to use server-side technologies, or we have to use backend technologies like PHP, then JSP, servlets, ASP.NET, then ASP.NET MVC, then Django, Ruby on Rails, then Node.js, all these are there. Okay, so many server-side technologies are there. Like Python related is Django. After completing Python, and if you are interested in website development, you can learn Django. So many other frameworks are there. Yesterday I've told, like Django, Flask, Bottle, Pyramid, Web2Py, Turbo Gears, then Pylons, many are there. Like Django, you can learn. It is completely, it is based on Python only. Okay, so here when we say about static pages and dynamic pages, like I will tell you one or two differences here. So when we are working with websites in internet, while working with websites in internet, all the websites will run with HTTP or HTTPS. Like for example, if I use this website, if I'm using durgasoft.com, then here it is working with HTTP protocol. Okay, it is showing not secure. So data, we cannot secure the data here. So to secure the data, we have to use programs. We have to write code to secure the data. Okay, and here, if I use a Gmail, so this will works with HTTPS. Like here, when we say HTTP and HTTPS, like here, HTTPS means secured. So data will be safe with HTTPS. Whenever you want to secure the data, HTTPS protocol can be used. So whenever we develop websites, by default it is HTTP only. And we can ask internet service providers like to run our website in HTTPS protocol. Then changes can be done. Otherwise, by default, it works with HTTP protocol only. Okay, So here HTTP or HTTPS is called as stateless protocol. So it cannot remember the values given in the pages in the website, and it cannot remember the pages opened in the website. So it cannot maintain history. So then you may be having doubt why we are using it. So HTTP is 40 years old. Still we are using in internet. Okay. So it is a communication protocol used to transfer the data in network from client to server, server to client. The protocols will transfer the data. Okay. And here we can store web pages values or website information in the client side, like in browser, and we can store web pages values or website information in the server. HTTP or HTTPS, they cannot maintain the state. They cannot maintain information. Then we can maintain information in different ways. So here we have like cookies, then hidden field, then session applications, many are there. We can use them. Okay. So when we store web pages values or website information in the browser, in the client system, then the information is not safe, and and you can store limited data, and accessing the data is slow. Like if you store web pages values or website information in the server, then the data is safe, information is safe, and then we can store large amount of data, and accessing the data is also fast. Whenever we are working with confidential data or sensitive data, like passwords, account number, credit card number, debit card number, PIN number, then it is safe to store that information in the server, because it should be confidential. Okay. And here, while working with uh, uh, this server side dynamic pages, when we store data in the server, then we can save the data, secure the data from middleman attacks, data tampering, and then we can secure the data from hackers. All these advantages are there. And with the dynamic pages, another use or advantage with dynamic pages is it is used to integrate with the database. So if you want to connect with a database like a MySQL, SQL Server, Oracle, sending the data, accessing the data. So with the dynamic pages or with server side technologies or backend technologies, this integration is possible. So whatever I've told now, all these comes under Ruby Python. Like what I said before is Ruby Python means it is used to develop websites using Ruby on Rails. Ruby on Rails. So while using developing websites using Ruby on Rails, if they want to use Python code, then Ruby Python can be used. And here you can see Anaconda Python is there. Okay, so it is used for data science. After completing, if you learn data science, then you can download this software and then you can use it. Okay, so it is used to take large amount of data related to companies or business. Then it is used to generate reports. According to the reports which are generated, then the related concerned person, management or board or somebody else, they can take the decisions so that they can run the business successfully. And next one is, here you can see stackless Python is there. So it is used to do multiple activities at a time, or simultaneously, or concurrently. It is done. Okay. So in Python classes, in my classes, like you will be learning one chapter that is called multi-threading chapter. Multi-threading leads to multitasking. Okay. So we will write multi-threading programs, and then we'll use it in Python application. Okay. So when we use it in Python application, then the multi-threading programs can do multitasking. So that possibility is there. So here we can see many flavors here. Many flavors you can see, but here we are using default as a C Python. So Python language default implementation is C Python. C Python we are using here. Okay. So these are about flavors of Python. So now we are going to discuss about Python features. We are going to discuss now. Like already I've told some features, but here I'm including some other features also. So here when we say about Python, it is easy to learn and it is easy to use. As I'm saying, as I said in previous demos, Python is a beginner's language. Anyone can learn Python. Learning is easy and writing programs is also easy. So second one is it is expressive language. So it is more understandable and here readability will be there. Like easily students can understand the code. Here will not use difficult words, complicated words, complex words will not use. So simple English is used. And here readability is also more. Like whatever words that we use regularly, like spoken English will say, no, like those words are used in the language. And here third one is Python is compiled and interpreted. Yesterday I've told this. It is here it is given as interpreted language, means in second stage interpretation is done. And here you can see fourth option, that is cross platform language is there here. So as I said before, Python is portable. So portable means platform independent. Okay. So when we say about Python, it is a platform independent and also it is machine independent. So Python programs or Python applications can run in any operating system in any machine without doing any changes. Without doing any changes. Okay. Like for example, if I develop a Python application in Windows, because in my laptop I'm using Windows 10 Pro, Windows 10 Professional I'm using. So it is a 64-bit Windows. Okay. So in my system, Python software is there. Using Python software, if I develop application, then if I want to run that application in other operating systems, in Windows, Unix, in Linux, in Mac OS, it can run successfully. Like how it will execute is, in that particular system, we have to install PVM, Python Virtual Machine. When we install Python Virtual Machine in that physical system, in that physical machine, then our application will run. And that system may have different CPU architecture. CPU architectures also will change. But when PVM is installed, that application can run successfully. So here when we say about this Python here, so Python community or Python software foundation, they have developed the Python software, Python language for Windows, Python language for Unix, Python language for Linux, Python language for Mac OS, Python for AS400. They did like that. Okay. So Python works in any flavor of it works in any flavor of Unix or Linux. So here we can see many flavors we can see here. Here we can see many flavors. Today, now I have told no flavors of Python. So Unix also is having many flavors like Sun Solaris, IBM X, HPS, HPUX, AT&T system, VR4, BSG Unix, DSC Unix, Mac OS, SCO Unix, all these are there. And it works in any flavor of Linux, like Ubuntu, Fedora, Linux Mint, OpenSUSE, then PC Linux, OS Debian, Mandriva, Sabian, Gentoo is there. Like all these are there. All these we can in all these flavors Linux will work. Okay, so here I'm using Windows. Like when you work for some company, like when you are working on Python projects, then they may ask you to install Ubuntu, Linux operating system, because Ubuntu is free and Python is also free software. Like in IT companies, they may not prefer to use Windows because Windows is not free. So Windows is licensed softwares. So instead of Windows, you have to use like Ubuntu or other operating systems you have to use. So when we use other operating systems, then Python installation will change here. That changes, those changes we can do here. That possibility is there here. And here when we are working with Python, here you can see the other features also. And when we say about Python, here it is free, open source, and redistribution is there. Python software is free software, and it is open source. Okay, like open source means we can open the files of Python, and we can do the changes. Like we can see the files of Python, and we can see what functions they are written. Like we can see the code, and here you can see redistribution is there here. Redistribution we can see. Like redistribution means whatever modules developed by Python community, whatever files developed by Python software foundation, that code we can customize. Like there is no rule like use it, we can use it as it is. Okay, so we can we can customize the code, and we can do the changes. Like now we are learning Python. Students are interested to learn Python. Like it will be for 2 months, core and advanced Python. So in within 2 months, you will learn many chapters. Like you will learn many modules, many functions. Like all these, you will be learning. You will learn all these. Okay. So when you are learning all these, just 1 minute, 1 minute, just 1 minute. So here, sorry, here what I'm saying here is while working with this Python here, when you learn Python, you will learn many things, many chapters like modules, functions you will learn. And if anybody joins as a fresher, whatever you learn in the course, you will do implementation. So implementation you will do it. So in the while learning Python, and while doing first project, so if anybody says like I want to know what is not there in Python, what is missing in Python, so it is not possible. Okay, so those are continuously working on Python projects, real time or live projects. And if they are having 3-4 years experience, and if they are having if they are let us say they are a software analyst, or they are in good position. Okay, so those are in a good position, like working on projects, so they will be knowing like what is not there in Python, then what code we should write, like what customization we should do. Like all these we need to do it. Okay, so customization we cannot do in the beginning stages. Okay, those who are expert in Python coding, those are master in Python coding, so they will be knowing like what is not there in Python. Then they can customize the code, and they can give it to others also. Like if others want to use that code in their projects, in their Python projects, they can do that. That is called as a redistribution. Okay, if I customize the code, I will use in my project. If somebody requires that code in their project, in Python project, then they can use it. That is called as a redistribution. And here you can see next one is object oriented programming is there. Object oriented programming. So when you are working with Python, like in previous demos I've told, like Python is a powerful language, and Python is great software. I'm using all these words. Like students may be having a doubt, like what is this Python is. So Python is a scripting language. Python is a scripting language. Like here we can see many other scripting languages here. So we can see many other scripting languages we can see. So here you can see shell scripting, then Perl scripting, okay, then PHP, TCL, TK. In TCL, TK will use in desktop applications. Tkinter will say. VB script, JavaScript, then Ant, PowerShell, then Ruby on Rails. Like all these are there. Like all these all these we can use it. Okay, so Python is a scripting language, and here you can see some scripting languages here. And Python supports the features of other programming languages. Python supports the features of other programming languages. So here we can see that Python supports a procedure-oriented programming, like how we do programming in C language. In Python also will do in the same way. And Python supports object-oriented programming, like what we do in C++ and Java, we are going to do here. So in advanced Python, one chapter is there, object-oriented programming chapter is there. So in that object-oriented programming chapter, there you will learn what is a class, what is an object, encapsulation, inheritance, polymorphism, data abstraction, function overloading, function overriding, then operator overloading, constructors, destructors, garbage collection. Like all these you will be learning in that particular chapter in advanced Python. Okay, and here Python supports the scripting language features like shell scripting, Perl scripting, and Python supports modular programming language features. So here there is one language called Module 3. Like many of you may not know about Module 3, like language. It is there. Okay, so when we say about modular programming, like in Module 3, we'll create modules. In Python also we'll do that. We'll create module. Module means Python file, which contains variables, functions, classes, like all these can be there. Okay, so Python supports the features of many programming languages. Like students may think if it is supporting many languages features, then it would be very difficult. So it won't be difficult at all, not at all. Okay, why? Because even though it supports the features of many programming languages, it is easy to learn and it is easy to use. So when you are doing project in Python, or if you do project in Django, or if you do project in other Python related courses, okay, then we have to use a class, object oriented programming we have to use. So when we do project in Python or Django or else in Python related courses, then we'll use class and objects. Then that application will get security, flexibility, and reusability. Like all these, it will get. Okay, so the application will get security, flexibility, and reusability. See, these are not related to data or information. These are related to coding. In object-oriented programming, these features are there. We can give security for the code. We can have flexibility. Anywhere we can use the code. With other languages code we can use. And then we can see reusability. Like inheritance is there. So with inheritance we can see the reusability. That possibility is there. Okay. All these are related to coding, not with data or information. And here you can see seventh feature, extensibility is there and integrated is there. So as I told in previous class, in Python application, we can use other languages code we can use. In Python application, we can use C, C++ libraries. We can use a Java application. We can use a .NET application. Like all these we can use. So in Python application, C, C++ libraries, Java, .NET components we can use. That possibility is there. Okay. So here you can see integrated is there. Integrated meaning is in other languages applications, we can use Python code. Okay. So why? Because Python is having many features. Like Python is used for calculations, automation, handling of big data. It will do many other tasks. Then we can use this Python code in other languages applications. We can use it. So here students, those are working on Python, they will have a new experience, because in Python application they'll use other languages, libraries and components. In other languages applications, Python code is used. That possibility is there. And here when we are working with ninth one here, large standard library is there. So when we are working with Python, as I said before, Python is lightweight. It takes less memory, and as I said, it will works faster. So faster execution will be there. Fast execution will be there. So here when we are working with while working with when we say about this Python, it will have less coding and we can do all the tasks. That is lightweight. Okay. And here Python community or Python software foundation, they have already developed hundreds of modules or thousands of modules. Modules, or we can say libraries, and by using them we can build applications easily. As I said in previous demo, in Python 90% of the coding is already done. So from our side we should give only 10% of the code. So application development is very fast. So in other languages or else in other technologies it may take time, but in Python, so it will works faster. Application development is very fast. And here you can see 10th one, that is a high level language is there. So when we are working with programming languages, all the languages are high level languages. So if you take C, C++, Java, .NET, if you take all these, then all these are called as strongly typed languages. So C, C++, Java, .NET, all these are strongly typed languages. Means according to the given data type, we have to store similar data. See, like when you learn C language or when you learn Java, first you have to learn data types. Then you should know how many bytes the data type will preserve. Then what value we can store, what is the range of the value. So programmer should know completely about memory management. Okay, so like for example, in C language, if I give like this, int a, then char s of 20 is given, s of 20. And here I'll say float b. In a C language I'm telling. Okay, so in C language we'll declare data types like this. In other languages, in C++, Java also will do like this. So in C language, int means this data type is int 16. So int 16 means it is in bits. Like 8 bits is equal to 1 byte. Okay, so 8 bits is equal to 1 byte means 16 bits means 2 bytes. Okay, so in a variable a we can store integer value which takes 2 bytes in the memory. Okay, so in a variable a, can I store characters? In a variable a, can I store characters? It is not possible. It is not possible. Okay, so that's why we are saying like it is strongly typed. According to the given data type, we have to give the value. If I give some other data, it won't take. Int data type means it takes only numbers. We all know that. Okay, and here you can see char s of 20 is given. Char s of 20 means to store 20 characters, it preserves 20 bytes in the memory. And float b means to store decimal values or real values, it will take 4 bytes in the memory. Okay, so first we have to declare variables in the program. Then the memory allocating the bytes, storing the values, all these is done. Okay, so in when you work with C, C++, Java and .NET, All these data types, whatever we are using, they are static data types. So static data types means, so memory is allocated to the variables at the compilation time. At compilation time, like how many bytes to preserve, like what values to store, all these is done at compilation time only. Okay, now coming to this Python. So Python is called as a loosely typed language. Loosely typed language. Like if I say strong, then here I can say weak. If I say weakly typed, then students may some may think like it is weak language. Like a student may have some other doubt. That's why I'm not using that weakly typed language. I'm not using that word. Okay, it is with a typed means data types. Loosely typed language we are saying. So in Python, when you learn core Python, advanced Python, or when you learn Django, or when you learn REST API, or when you learn other Python related courses, wherever Python code is used, we are not going to use data types. In the program, you will not see data types. You will not see int variable name, char variable name, string variable name, float variable name, you will not see. So we are not going to use data types in the program. Data types are assigned to the variables when the program is executed. When you run the program, then the data types are assigned to the variables. So it is done internally, like Python will do it, or a program will assign data types to the variables. So Python data types are called as dynamic data types. Dynamic data types means when the program is being executed. When the program is being executed, then data types are assigned to the variables. Okay, so that's why we are saying loosely typed. Like for example, in Python, here int is there. Like Python is a language. It is having data types. Int is there, float is there, str is there. Many data types are there. Okay, so data types are there, but internally they are assigned. And here, if in Python, if int data type is used, okay, let us say for one variable int data type is assigned. Like for example, let us say I'll give like this, a equal to 100. Okay, so for this variable a, int data type is assigned. Then here in Python, two softwares available. Python is available in 32-bit and 64-bit. While downloading, you can choose. I'm using Windows 64-bit and Python it is 32-bit. Here you can see here. Here you can see Python 3.8, 32-bit it is giving. 32-bit. So here I'm using 32-bit. So if I'm using Python 32-bit, then for int 32 is used. Int 32. Int 32 means 32 bits, means 4 bytes. So if I download Python 64-bit, okay, then if I give like this, a equal to 100, then if I use int, then internally int is assigned. Then it will use as int 64. So int 64 is used. So it will take how many bytes? 8 bytes it will take. So based on the bit what we use or what we download, then it will works. So based on the bit, it can be for float and other data types also it will works. That is the main difference here. Like when you download the software, then you should know why we are using int 32, int 64. That you need to know. Like a memory difference will be there. So while working with Python programmers need not worry about memory management. Okay, so no need to worry about memory management because memory is managed by the program, or Python will manage the memory, like assigning data types, then storing the values, range of the value. All this is done. Okay, so here I'm using interactive mode. So yesterday I've told about two modes in Python. So when you install Python, we'll get two modes here. Interactive mode and batch mode is there. So interactive mode means every statement is executed immediately and then it gives a result. It is used to check the features of Python. So here batch mode is there, writing programs, executing the programs. So that is called ideally integrated development learning environment. So here I'll use interactive mode. Then here I'm typing the commands here. So here I'll say S equal to Hyderabad is given. And here I'll say print S. So I didn't give a data type for variable S. I didn't give data type. And if I want to know what is the data type of S, then it is showing class str. Okay. So in Python, what all data types are there? All the data types are created using class. In object-oriented programming, we'll be knowing about class. In object-oriented programming, like a class contains variables and functions. So variables are used to store values and functions are used to perform operations. And by using a class, we can create object. Object is created. Yesterday also I've told. And now I'm just telling few things related to class and object. Okay. So object, we can call it as class variable or instance of the class. Instance means copy of the class. Because object contains address, memory address or memory location. Okay. So here when we say type of yes, here it is showing that yes data type is str. That data type is created using class. So that's why it is saying class str. Here I'll say a equal to 10, b equal to 5, c equal to a plus b, and here I'll say print c is given. It is giving the result. Here if I say type of a, so I didn't mention data type for a, b and c. Okay, if I want to see what data type is there, what is the data type? By using type function we can see. So type function is showing the data type of a, that is class int. Okay, in Python all the data types are created using class. Class contains variables and functions. By using a class we can create object. Object means variable. We can say variable. Okay, so like this we can check here. So with this all the features are over completed. So I'm stopping now, and tomorrow we are going to continue with what all applications we can develop in Python. Then after that we are going to discuss about installing, downloading Python, installing Python, then interactive mode, batch mode, like all these we are going to discuss in tomorrow's class. So those who did not register for this batch, I think some of you have registered for this batch. So those who did not register for the batch, please register because this is the third session. So please register for the batch. Then I will send you the notes and recorded videos. I'll send to your mail IDs. So tomorrow I'll take your mail IDs and I will send you the notes and videos also. I'll send to your mail IDs. So any doubts?
Yes, sir. Actually, you provide the certificate on that.
Yeah. Institute will give certificate. They will give certificate.
Okay.
So
and
where you stay? Where you stay?
In Gachibowli, Hyderabad.
In Hyderabad, or if you stay in some other state also, they will send through postal. They will send material. They will send certificates also.
Okay. And how many days it will be taken for complete this course?
2 months. Core and advanced Python 2 months I will take.
Okay. Batch will be start on which date?
Batch like today is third demo, third class. This is 2 days demo. You talk to online team. They will give you the link, or else in YouTube this batch videos will be available, demos. Or you talk to online team. They will send you the links of yesterday, day before yesterday's demo. They'll send you. You please watch. They are very good. You will learn many things in the previous demos.
Okay.
See, placement and all, you have to talk to HR because in durgasoft HR is there. They will take care of placements. Okay, like after this, next year, I think they will start all this because of this corona virus. They are not opening, no, like offline classes are not there, only online classes. About placements, you please talk to HR. They will definitely help you out.
Okay, of course.
Okay, students, any doubts? Okay, students, I am signing off. Tomorrow we'll continue. So please talk to online team for registration. Okay then.